GEPA, the Guam Environmental Protection Agency. Nick Lee. Good morning, Nick.
Hey, good morning, Chris. Half a day.
Morning.
Good morning, Sabrina. Half a day. And Jason, good morning again. Half a day.
Right on. Nick, let's just get right into it, man. What's the latest going on with Guam EPA that the people of Guam need to know about?
I'm glad you bring that up. There is something that we want to remind the community. In addition to washing your hands thoroughly, wearing your face mask, and practicing social distancing, we do notice that people are getting into the habit of disinfecting high contact surface areas, and that in combination with using your mask and the social distancing and washing your hands is gonna go a long way towards reducing your risk of exposure to COVID. We do advocate that you use EPA approved and registered products only, and most importantly, in accordance with the manufacturer's directions. That goes for use, storage, and disposal. So that's kind of a big push out of Region 9, and we'll be working on some key messaging that we'll be sharing with the community very shortly.
Nick, I mean, at the end of the day, does it really matter what kind of sanitizers? What are the negative effects that people run the risk of exposing themselves to if they're using a hand sanitizer?
There's a handful of risks when you're talking about surface disinfectants. Remember, you're dealing with chemicals that are meant to kill and destroy things. The one thing you don't want to be doing is mixing it with other cleaning agents. You could cause some fumes that are going to be harmful. Might get you sick. You want to look for something that is approved and registered because those claims have gone through the process, scientific, legal review, administrative review. So you want to be using something that's been proven effective. If you use something that's not registered, you really don't know what's in there. Anybody could slap something on a label and tell you that it's effective when one, it could be harmful to you, or two, it does nothing to help disinfect a high contact surface, and it'll give you a false sense of hope. So that's the insistence that we're working with the pesticides enforcement out of Region 9.
Do you guys have on your website? Do you guys take pictures of the products that are not up to par? And then also, Nick, is that a lot of what the agency has been doing since the start of the pandemic, is kind of policing? Because we saw it in dengue. You guys are like, oh, don't use this mosquito coil, don't use that repellent. So how much of you guys' the job has been going around and busting these people, bringing in all kinds of stuff? Because we saw it early on in the pandemic where they were seizing pallets of hand sanitizer or whatever, or PPEs that had an issue. So I guess just is that what you guys are doing?
Public health has the enforcement on hand sanitizers. They work with the FDA. That's their purview. Early on, we did see some products that fall under Guam EPA's jurisdiction that did not meet the federal insecticide, fungicide, rodenticide act requirements. I'm going to call that FIFRA for short. And so there were a couple products that made some headlines in the mainland, and either those products or variants of those products found their way onto Guam.
Are you talking about the COVID blocker?
Yeah, things like that virus shutout. We did have a caller come in on the 311 lines who spoke about being able to purchase these at a couple of stores. So pesticides enforcement program went out and they did their thing.
Well, good. Nick, white goods, abandoned vehicles, where are we with that?
So the Mayor's Council finally received their, the remainder of their original appropriation. I think it was $466,000 from an appropriation that was given to them back in FY18. Unfortunately, because of the stay-at-home order, a lot of the collection services had to be suspended. So that's something that the mayor's council did put out last week. They encourage that members of the community do not, dump their stuff at these, on the side of the road and cause these collection points. That once the stay-at-home order was lifted, there would be collection efforts ramping up once again. So that's where we are. In addition to that, we're looking ahead towards the FY21 budget. In March of this year, maybe a few
let me
days
just touch
before.
on that real quick, Nick, because we had a bunch of the senators on this morning, and I thought it was interesting that the agency didn't have an official stance on this, what's being called a raid of the recycling fund, although the chairman of the board did submit testimony against the $500,000 appropriation to G3. Does the agency have an official stance on this, or you guys like stay out of it, or?
I think when the board vice chair, you're talking about Ms. Ann Roth. She's been a staunch advocate of ensuring that fund is used in accordance to the laws, the rules, and the regulations. I think suffice to say that during board meetings, I think that's the one thing that she's looking forward to, is to seeing how the fund is being used in the board meetings. She's our board. She went and informed the senators what her thoughts were, and that's where we are with that.
Okay.
I was supposed to zoom in the night, I believe last Thursday night, but the Committee on Appropriations did recess, and the following morning I kind of got busy down here, and I was not able to make the Committee on Appropriations hearing, but thankfully our board vice chair was able to provide her input on behalf of the board.
Right on. Thanks for that, Nick. And you keep us posted. I know that there's not really a whole lot going on because we're in the PCOR 1 lockdown, but maybe if we roll back to like PCOR 2 or whatever, we'll touch base with you again as you guys' operations ramp up.
Right. And I mean, there's a lot of things that like our administrator has been dealing with the region. I mean, outside of ensuring that we're keeping the unregistered, unapproved surface disinfectants off island. I mean, they're still having these virtual meetings for things like PFAS, for things like our partnership with the Army Corps of Engineers, in terms of doing some cleanup work with UXOs. Once we have something for the community on that, we'll definitely put that out, and I'll find myself on your show again. So you know where to find me, Chris.
I do know where to find you. I got your number, brother.
All right.
You're up at Homeland. Are you still up at Homeland?
Yep, still there.
Dang, bro. How many months has your sentence been?
Since March, and it's going to be at least until the end of this month, as long as there's an active public health declaration.
Do you still remember what Guam EPA looks like?
Vaguely, yeah, vaguely.
I'll send you a picture, Nick.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Nick. Okay, 9:20.
All right, take care.
There you go, Nick Lee from Guam EPA, and let's just move it right along to our hospital administrator.